Angered by the Supreme Court's decision to decline a block of a Texas state law that bans most abortions, Governor Newsom is saying turnabout is fair play. He's pushing for a new state law that would allow private citizens to sue anyone who manufactures, distributes, or sells an assault weapon or ghost gun kit or parts. It's modeled after the Texas abortion law that allows private citizens to sue doctors or anyone who helps a woman get an abortion. KCO9's Alex Bisson got reaction from Loyola Law School professor Jessica Levinson.
So the Supreme Court was ruling on Texas's law that essentially outsources enforcement of that very restrictive abortion law. And what the Supreme Court said is that there's a very narrow group, just abortion providers, who can only sue certain people, essentially medical board professionals. And what California said here is, okay, well, Supreme Court, you basically gave a roadmap to states to pass laws that may or may not be constitutional and then insulate those laws from judicial review. So if that's what's okay now, then we're going to go ahead and pass a law dealing with gun control. We're going to create a private right of action just like Texas, and we're going to try and insulate this from federal judicial review, just like you said that Texas essentially can.
And was this a move that was predicted by the governor?
Absolutely. The question really was just which blue state governor was going to do this first, but this was absolutely predicted. And in fact, during the oral arguments in the Texas case before the Supreme Court, the advocates brought up that this could happen, that it could be a left-leaning state that said, all right, well, now we want to create a private right of action to enforce this constitutionally dubious law, basically saying to the justices, are you sure you want to rule in Texas's favor? Because it's not just red Texas that where there'll be consequences for this ruling.
Yeah, and legally, can something like this hold up?
I very, very strongly suspect that even though when it came to the Texas case, the Supreme Court essentially gave the roadmap for states saying, here's how you can pass laws that are either unconstitutional or constitutionally dubious or in question and insulate them from judicial review. I have a very strong feeling that this Supreme Court will find a way to distinguish California's law about gun control from Texas's law about abortion rights, which means I have a very strong feeling that the Supreme Court will say, oh, well, for California's law, it's different. So federal courts can review that law and maybe strike that law down.
Sure. And do you think that this is going to set up, other states to make comparable laws?
Yeah, absolutely. It's basically open season for other states, both red states and blue states, to try and frankly implement the roadmap that the Supreme Court gave us last week when it comes to passing these laws where you create a private right of action, where private individuals enforce those laws. And I think governors on both sides of the aisle are going to try and say, okay, Supreme Court, we'll take you at your word. We'll go ahead and try this. And, I think the Supreme Court is going to find a way for those laws that they want to stop to distinguish them from Texas.